you're in my domain. Got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over before you know it. While you're shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty, now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory. For the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the whole town cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory. We do it for the glory. Yeah, we've waited for our time to come, calculated everything we've done, we've upgraded. Now you can't outrun a champion. Now you're facing one. Can you hear them? Yeah, it's all for us. You believe them? Yeah, it's serious. Hear the siren. We're victorious. I'm telling you. Can I get a hell yeah? Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory. For the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the whole town cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory. We do it for the glory. You're the chaser, I'm the eraser. I ruin your record, I back it, I break ya. I cut like a razor, so call the trophy engraver. I'm gonna get it, wait till I win it. God, I'm so glad to be in it. Can't wait to say that we did it. This is my life and I live it. Ready to give it my all when you fall back. Taking advantage of all that. Demons on average are so bad. Playing short and your team scratch. Time to assess all the damages. I knew that you couldn't handle this. It takes a man to stand up to the king, and unfortunately you were bandages. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory. For the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the whole town cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory. We do it for the glory. This is what we do it. This is what we live for. We on top. We number one. Hands to the sky. Never back down. Never back down. You gotta know my name. You gotta know my name.
Welcome everybody, how are we all doing tonight? We are back. Alright, we're just making sure everything's working here. There we go. Alright, so we are back with our Pro-Am and our Am split division here tonight, and we're back at Monza. The pros had some great weather in our race last night, and it provided for some great action on the track. We're going to see much of the same thing here, it looks like, to start our evening off today as well. Small amount of cloud cover, but the sun is definitely shining on our racers this evening. We have almost all our racers out of the paddock here. I think we're just waiting for one more, so let's talk about what we have in store for everybody this evening. Is going to be a 50-minute endurance race, 5-0, and the racing medium and racing soft tires are required by the drivers. This is random weather, so in the case of rain, that will void the tire mandate. However, Monza is not one of those tracks we will see rain, so it will be mediums and softs here tonight, which will mean at least one pit stop. Last night we've seen a lot of two-stop strategies. I would expect to see much of the same thing here tonight from our Pro-Am split division. Looks like we've got a full stack here as well tonight, so like I said, we're just missing one here, it looks like, so far, so we'll give them a couple minutes to get into the lobby and we'll talk about our racetrack, Monza. So all the way over into Italy, and it's a 3.56 mile track, 5.73 kilometers. It has 11 left and right hand corners. It's a tarmac road surface. It's a real world circuit, and it only has an elevation change of 44.25 feet from its highest to its lowest point, meaning that this track is very flat. So what does a flat racetrack mean, Ghost? Well, a flat racetrack means a difficult race. It is a very fast racetrack here at Monza. It's one of the fastest tracks in the docket in real world racing circuits. And with that being said, that means we're going to see very, very fast laps here around this racetrack and very fast cars. But that also means there's not a lot of grip on the pushing forces on this car, meaning the drivers really need to manage these race cars around the corners. You can't force them because the grip is not necessarily going to grab because the road is so flat. Centrifugal force wants to take over and just pull you out of the corner. Alright, so our drivers are just... yeah, we're rocking and rolling here. Like I said, we're just missing one here, so let's let me check in on the driver here real quick. Alright, just sent him a message to let him know that we are just gonna sit tight here. We got Nick Brewster up in the house with the thumbs up. We got Rusty Floyd in the house with the thumbs up. We also got Joe Mercier with the thumbs up as well. Welcome in. This is just all on the Facebook channel here most recently. And I see you guys all over there on YouTube and gals as well. Alright, so this is presented by Ten Tenths Simracing, and I am your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming, and this will be a family-friendly broadcast, and there we go. There is our other driver here, so fantastic. Beautiful. Alright, 14 cars on our grid here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Is going to be a doozy. You can hear the cars in the background, but you can't see them yet. We're not going to let you see them just quite yet. Alright, so we're going to do a double lobby reset. And then we'll give the drivers a minute and we'll start qualifying. Alright, so while we relay that information, good luck everyone, says Josh. Let's go TT, says Josh. Alright, there we go. The chat is finally updating here, so hopefully that all starts cooperating with us here. Is it going to? I see some eyeballs coming from Nick. Let's see if it updates here. We've had to change the way we stream to Facebook. They've changed things again. What's new? And I don't know if the Facebook chat is actually going to update through my software now. Alright, so let's reset the lobby twice here. Let's get to doing some racing so you guys and gals can see what's going on here now. You can see we're getting serious here. We're about to get some qualifying underway here. Oh, somebody checked in. That's alright. It happens. There we go. Alright, now all our drivers could tick in. And we'll give them a 1 minute warning here, and then we'll start qualifying. Alright, so welcome in again, everybody. And let's get ready to do some LMP1 racing tonight, shall we? I think it's going to be a very spirited battle from this Pro-Am split lobby here tonight because, well, it has been all season long. Oh! Alright, so we got a driver to wait. We had Trone leave, so we'll give Trone a minute to reset and get back in the lobby. Hopefully, that's not signs of things to come here tonight for him. All right, we're gonna be waiting for Trone here. Ready? I stubbed my toe. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, we'll give Trone a second here, make sure Trone is good to go before we get this underway. We don't want to start the race if he's having a malfunction with his equipment or something. We'll obviously want to give the driver enough time to do a reset of all this stuff if that's what he chooses to do. So we'll just make sure that he's good to go, and we'll start qualifying. So we had we had networking issues. Okay. Okay, noted. Alright. Alright, good luck, drivers. Should we do some qualifying? Let's take it to the big screen this time, though, shall we, for the qualifying run? Alright, well, the notification went out to Discord from Facebook, so that worked. That was cool. For those of us that are watching in Facebook, actually, do me a favor. And Let's Go TT says Alpha. Good luck tonight, my guy. Let me know if you guys are getting alerts from Facebook when we go live. Let's Go GT7. Let's Go Boys. Let's Go Kilty and Superman, says Paul. Alright. Let's get on track here with our drivers now as we get underway here in qualifying. Let's turn on all that information. Let's turn off that stuff. And let's get out with our first driver on track here, who is Sugar Rush Racing. So an AM driver leading the pack out here. He's got Egon in behind. Dark Cobra third out on track with new face here. Newcomer to the series, Sheriff Doofy, coming in from Sim League Pro. So welcome in. And on that note, huge shout out to Sim League Pro again. We decided to host a series over on Sim League Pro this season. And it's been a great decision. We've brought in some new members into the Discord. We've brought in some new racers into the championships as well, and we've met some new people and made some new friends, so that's what it's all about. And it also gives us a place to track and organize everything as well. So a huge shout out to Sim League Pro, just www.simleaguepro.com, all lowercase, and it's absolutely free to use as well. So that is the plus side, and pretty much any sim racing platform can be used over there as well. So go check it out. Tell them Ghost45 sent you. Appreciate y'all. Let's do some racing. Let's get to some racing. So Sugar Rush Racing and Egon here, and this is qualifying. So this is a Pro-Am behind an AM driver, but as we've seen throughout the season here this season, that doesn't necessarily mean anything on certain racetracks. It seems some drivers have a really good hold on a racetrack, and those AMs really put the pressure and the push on our Pro-Ams here. And it's happened almost in every racing round this season, so it's going to be interesting to see which AM driver stands out above the rest and a few of the Pro-Ams here tonight as we continue on in qualifying. But this is just the outlap, so nothing to be too fretful here right now. It looks like everybody is getting around nice and tidy here. And there we go. Official qualifying starts as we come across the start-finish line. And Sugar Rush Racing and Egon are going to take us around here at Monza for round number 6 of the GT45 Prototype Challenge Pro-Am split division. So let's get to it. Alright, so a good exit there from Sugar Rush as Egon had a little bit of a wiggle there going into the middle part of that chicane, and that's going to back him off of Sugar Rush just a little bit, which means he's going to lose a little bit of time to Sugar Rush here as well. So Sugar Rush is looking pretty solid here so far, leading our pack out here in qualifying, and the number 93 AM driver here is sending it at Monza tonight. Maybe it's going to be Sugar Rush Racing that's going to stand out above the rest tonight, but who knows? I think we had a car go a little bit deep there coming out of Dunlop 1 as we head into Lesmo 1, pardon me, as we head into Lesmo 2. I got Suzuka on the brain here for some reason today, heading us up in towards Ascari. So this is a full out flat run. I think it's a little over or a little under a mile. It's right on the cusp there, and then you're braking just past the bridge here, setting up for the turn in, and then you got to try and get the car back under power, but it has to be cautious power because you could float very wide like we just seen from Egon there, and he managed actually to keep it underneath of him, so it was a good job there, but he's going to incur a penalty there for that, and that's going to actually void his lap here, and that means that his last lap, his last attempt, is going to be a penalty counted lap, so it's not going to be ideal here for Egon in qualifying now tonight. So let's stick with Sugar Rush here as he comes through, and we'll try to get every driver in order as they come through here. So it is going to be Sugar Rush in pole. Egon is going to get a void lap there, so we'll see everybody leapfrog Egon there. We've got Trone and Superman in pole. Alpha now up into second. See, we're out of order here, so the drivers have swapped positions since we started qualifying, so we're just going to stick where we are in the grid here, and we're going to just keep trying to find everybody that as we're going here. Scary Guy in 9th place. Looks like Bandit there in 10th. We got Trone just came through. Dark Cobra came through. We got Palm Tree coming around Parabolic right now. He's in 13th. And then we got Ginger, looks like last out on track here as well. And Palm Tree is going to move up into 12th. And Fast Ginger is going to jump up into P3 here. But he is closing in on Palm Tree here. Ooh, quite quickly. And oh my, I think Palm Tree went to go let him go by there. And I think Fast Ginger misread that. And Fast Ginger is going to have to settle for that first lap there on track. And just a little bit of a misread happening there on the track. I think Palm Tree again just went to let Ginger go through there, and Ginger misjudged what was going on there. So well, we'll let race control look at that later. But we got Sheriff Doofy here now sitting in second as well. And again, newcomers have been very quick here this week. We had Dylan and Subi Mark come in as newcomers in our pro division last night, and both the drivers put on a spectacular debut here in the prototype series. So far, Sheriff is also looking quite good here as he's currently sitting second on the grid, right just behind R.A. Superman. And he is just in behind TT's Lucky Alpha here is Superman. So Superman actually improves on his lap. Alpha moves up into P4 there. Sheriff is still here in second, and he's coming around Parabolic right now with Egon. Cobra's coming through the 35.5. We have a 36.4 from Kilt. Cobra up into 5th there. Kilt is somewhere under the 8th place spot there. And we got Sheriff coming in through pit lane there, so he must be satisfied with what he's got going on there, and it looks like these drivers have finished up. So Superman is done, Sheriff is done, Ginger's finished. These drivers are all finished, Alpha's finished, Heathen's finished. Looks like we've actually got Egon and Sugar Rush are still out on a lap. Oh, and just a little touch right there from Egon on Sugar Rush there as they came around the corner. And it was just the slightest of touches there too. And that was actually just enough to push Sugar Rush out of line there a little bit. So again, a little bit of a spicy qualifying coming here so far today. Well, I didn't even notice, JP, who was qualifying on mediums. Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna have to take a look at that back after. I didn't even notice. Good catch. Good catch. That is gutsy, isn't it? Alright, so it's Egon here. We're just gonna stick with Egon as he comes around Parabolic here, and he does have I believe Lucky Alpha in behind him there as well. And I think Sugar Rush just parked it in the pits there, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't really see what happened because I was looking at the chat, but 136 there from Egon. So Egon's not going to be too satisfied with that qualifying run here today. Obviously some penalty trouble here in qualifying for him, so that's going to place him 8th. We got Kilton 9th. We got Sugar Rush and Lucky still ripping through here, so coming down to speed after coming across the start-finish line there. And there we go, that is qualifying finish. So let's go take a look at our starting order here, and that was very mixed up qualifying. here today, as it was very hard to keep track of. So it is going to be RA Superman in pole position. Lined up beside him is going to be newcomer Sheriff Doofy. In the second row is going to be Ten Tenths Fast Ginger, and right beside him is Trone Kobe. And it is noted that Fast Ginger, Trone Kobe, and Superman are deadlocked in a championship title fight currently right now, only separated by less than 10 points between the three of them. We have Dark Cobra and Lucky Alpha lined up in row number 3. Row number 4 will be started with Heathen and Ten Tenths Egon lined up beside him. So it could have been worse there for Egon in qualifying. We've got that in row 5 is Ten Tenths Killed and Sugar Rush Racing. In row 6 will be Scary Guy and Medic. And in row number 7 will be Bandit and Palm Tree here tonight. So 14 of our beautiful Toyota GR10 hypercars out on this racetrack today. Great job by our racers. Are we ready? I don't know who that was, but that is very... I'm gonna have to go back and look now, JP. Yeah, appreciate you, Paul. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate the feedback. Easy into the first corners. Easy in the first corners, guys. All right, so we got a driver taking a quick break. We got an emergency on the little boys' room front. Oh, gotta love it. All right, so I hope everybody is ready. This is going to be a spicy race, so we're going to have to really watch carefully for the first half of the racetrack, essentially, to make sure that everybody gets through the first 5 or 6 corners in a relatively orderly manner anyways, and then take it from there. So if we see a large incident, we'll call it back, we'll restart it, and set it up and do it again. But if they get through like we did last night with our Pro Division, it will be game on from green flag drop. So a couple scenarios that could happen here. Monza is no stranger to seeing red flags at race start. It's just the nature of the racetrack. Oh, whoops, I hit the button. Hee. Probably couldn't even hear me, could you, chat? I'm a noob. It's okay. Alright, so we're just going to make sure that our missing driver is not missing. There we go. Alright, here we go. Alright, we were just waiting for the driver that asked for a moment. That driver is back. We're ready to rock and roll. Alright, so we're going to keep... full send from the back to the front. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, 14 cars. Biggest grid of the season right here. And it's not surprising, it's in the Pro-Am lobby. It's been very large lobbies all season long here coming from this division, which means we've had great racing all season long coming from this division. So kick them tires, light them fires. We're going racing. Long flag, we're green, and everybody gets off to an all-right start there. It looked like Egon had a slow start off the line there, and I think he's going to get passed by Alpha. So these guys are already coming in at 170 miles per hour, by the way, on cold racing tires. So here we go, 3 deep here as Alpha manages to thread that needle right there between Dark Cobra and Sugar Rush Racing, and that was a moment right there, but great job by those 3 drivers to navigate through all that. And it looks like we got a couple drivers here that got into each other with Bandit and Palm Tree. That damage will go away. I'm just going to continue to rip through the field real quickly here as we got a little bumping and grinding going on through the second chicane. That's to be expected this early in the race. right. I think we're okay here. It was just 2 cars damaged. They're on track. They're a little bit behind the pack by about 3 seconds, and I think that was just a little bit of contact into the corner, most likely. I don't see a third damaged car there, so we're just going to keep running it through here. And it's Sheriff Doofy now in the lead, so he has taken our pole sitter Superman here, and he does lead the race very early on here on lap number 1, but Superman is in the tow. Fast Ginger up into 3rd, but Tron Colby still sitting in 4th place. Dark Cobra in 5th, and Egon up a couple spots into 6th, with Kilt up a couple spots into 7th. Heathen right there in 8th place. We got Medic up into 9th. Scary Guy here in 10th position. And the Kilt, they're looking up the outside here as we head in through Parabolica for the first time there, and he's just going to settle in behind Egon there. So thought we were going to see a move there. Alpha here in 11th. We got Bomb Tree here in 12th. We got Bandit here in 13th. And we got Sugar Rush Racing here now into the back. So a couple of mishaps here very early on in the race that we may have missed. But it looked like it was just individual incidents and or 2 cars involving each other incidents potentially there. But it is Fast Ginger and Tron Kobe here, and these 2 are nose to tail, as well as our racing leaders here are nose to tail. So Sheriff and Superman both locked into that lead battle here right now in our Pro-Am division, with Fast Ginger and Tron Kobe still sitting right there for the final podium spot in behind. And then there's Dark Cobra, our leading AM driver here currently, and he is tucked tight into this podium battle. So 3-way battle here for 3rd place currently. And you can see Egon just lurking off in the background. So now the drivers are starting to get some heat into their tires. They're starting to settle in to the race a little bit. They got a little bit of space in between them. They got some clean air under their race cars, and now it is game on. So we got Lucky Alpha closing in on Scary Guy. We got Bandit getting it all kinds of wrong coming out of Lesmo too there. And that is going to be a tough turnaround there, as these cars, well, they're big, but he does get the job done there. And tough moment coming out of Lesmo too there. And I'm sure that's not the first time we're going to see that here this evening. Unfortunately, we've seen plenty of mistakes through that sector of the racetrack in last night's race as well, and it is very easy to do. But it is Newcomer charging away here, trying to open the gap up right now on RA Superman, and we love it when the newcomers come in. He has got some pace under him, and he's looking good here so far early on. We got Fast Ginger in 3rd place, with Tron Kobe here in 4th position. Is he going to take a look? He's just going for some clean air, and he's just going to settle in behind Fast Ginger here right now. So maybe a little bit of strategy. Ginger gets a little bit wide coming out of the corner there, but it doesn't look like it harms him too much there. We got Dark Cobra in 5th, and Egon closing in 6th. Kilt coming here as well. So it is getting spicy in this mid-pack, as it always does. We got Heathen. He's chilling right there. He's just in 8th place doing his thing. He's got Scary Guy closing in, but now we've got Medic and Alpha here in 10th and 11th place, and Alpha is going to take a look up the inside into the chicane there, going in late on the brakes. He's going to have to eat a lot of that curbing there, but he gets the job done. That was a great pass there from 10 Tenths Lucky Alpha right there as we headed into the chicane. And now the drivers, again, like I said, are starting to feel comfortable behind the cars a little bit. Oh, that wasn't enough. We're going to start seeing that, everybody settling into their paces here now. So that is a Pro-Am driver there that was just working around some an AM driver there as well, but that was a great battle between the 2. So it's Sheriff Doofy here. He's in 1st place. Oh, Superman picking up a pen here, and that is going to take him off the charge of our race leader here, and that's going to give him that gap that he's been trying to open since the beginning of the race. Fast Ginger here in 3rd place, with Tron Kobe right here in 4th position, and they have kind of broke free from the mid-pack just slightly, led by Dark Cobra. And again, this is our AM leader here currently on the racetrack. Kilt is there. Kilt has made his way around Egon, now grabbing himself a position here on the racetrack as well, and Egon's just settled in there in 7th place, and Heathen closing in 8th place. Let's stick with these little pack of cars here right now and just watch as we continue on into turn number 1 and 2 here, and it's a little battle here between Cobra and Kilt there, and I think that was the first moment of lag right there in the lobby, I think, here. That was a weird situation right there. There was a little lag spike right as we went into the corner right there. I'm not sure what that was happening there. That was weird. Alright, well, we'll mark that there, lap 4. We'll definitely be taking a secondary look at that. That was a weird moment there. It looked like a lag spike just as the 2 were coming through. It looked like Kilt's car stopped completely dead in its tracks there. And then it looked like there was huge contact with Dark Cobra, but there was very light contact to Dark Cobra, so I'm as perplexed as everyone else is looking at that one right now. We've got Sugar Rush Racing here in 11th place. We got Medic in 12th place. We got Bandit in 13th. We got Palm Tree here in 14th position. So we are moving and grooving here. And we're just going to keep rocking and rolling here. We're going to get on track and see where everybody's at. So it's Sheriff Doofy here in first place, 2.7 seconds up the road from RA Superman here in second position. It's Fast Ginger here in third place, and he's got Tron Kobe right there in behind it in fourth position, and Kilt is now up in fifth. He's got a little gap there, 1.6 seconds over Egon here, who is maybe playing a little race strategy here, but he's just chilling right now, just a little out of the slipstream of Kilt there. So we got Lucky Alpha now back up into seventh position here, and Dark Cobra in eighth place after whatever happened there on the racetrack. Now the perplexing thing is he didn't have any damage after the apparent contact, so a weird situation right there. Scary Guy in ninth place. We've got RA's Heathen right there in 10th position. We got Sugar Rush Racing right there on his rear bumper, basically, as we come into the braking zone here into turns 1 and 2. And you can see we got 5 cars very close together there. Oh, Sugar Rush just on the throttle a little too early there, and he just pushed the car out wide. He's going to eat that sand, so now he's going to have dirty tires, and that's going to allow Medic here to get a run up in through Curva Grande. So let's see if he can get inside of Sugar Rush here leading into the next chicane to get the job done. However, Sugar Rush is going to have dirty tires here. Let's see if he accounts for that coming into the corner. He may shoot wide here again. And nope, he gets it together there. But oh, Medic makes the mistake there again. Another mistake just under the throttle there coming around the chicane. And the drivers are learning tough lessons here tonight at Monza in this absolutely very heavy fast Toyota GR10 hypercar. But Sheriff Doofy looks very in control here right now. And with about 8 minutes ticked off the clock here, plenty of racing to go yet. Now remember, drivers have started on different tire compounds here this evening. They are playing different strategies here in the race, and this will play into how this race ends here tonight. So it is Fast Ginger and Tron Kobe here, and these two have been playing quite nice here so far in the early part of the race. They started 3rd and 4th place. They're still currently sitting in 3rd and 4th place, and they are not fighting at all. Tron's just going to settle in behind, going to give him a little nudge up the track there, and Ginger's just going to tuck right back into the braking zone. Tron's going to back off and just get the corner nice and tidy. A little bit of an overspeed there, but he does a great job, and he's just going to close right back in, and they'll repeat the process again through this lap. But Kilt is closing in here, 4 seconds in behind, so we're going to keep an eye on that gap. It's about 1.8 seconds to Egon here in 6th place, and very quickly they spaced out here, and it's just little mistakes right now that are separating the drivers from each other. We've got Lucky Alpha here in 7th, and Dark Cobra's closing back in here as well, 1.3 seconds in behind, and they've got Heathen still tracking here in 9th place, so Heathen again is just chilling right now. Scary Guy here in 10th position, closing up under the brakes right there. He really got in tight and does a great job there to try and close that gap up. We got Sugar Rush Racing here in 11th place with Medic rocking and rolling in 12th. We've got Bandit here in 13th position, and we got Palm Tree there. Oh, where did he go? There we go, Palm Tree here, rocking and rolling in 14th place. So it is Sheriff Doofy, and he does have that gap, 2.5 seconds, but it is noted he's had that gap for about 2.5 to 3 laps here now since Superman had to serve that penalty. So Superman has not been able to close that gap back up to Sheriff, but Sheriff has not been able to pull away from Superman either. So Sheriff is fastest man on track currently. It's a 134.6, and Superman is trying to close in, but again, just maintaining that 2.5 second gap currently right now to Superman chasing in behind. Fast Ginger here in 3rd place. He's got 8 seconds already to the front too, but he is started on the medium tires, so he has Kilt here now in 4th place. I'm not sure what happened to Tron. Maybe a pit stop. We still have 14 on the track, so had to check that for a second. We've got Egon here in 5th. We've got Heathen in 6th. We've got Cobra in 7th. Alpha in 8th. Oh, and Tron is back in 9th here. So a mistake maybe made by Tron, or maybe an incident that we missed on the racetrack there, but all the way down to P10 from P4. So down 6 spots here right now. Thankfully, again, still early enough in the race that can be made up with some pit stop strategy here. And we got Scary Guy in pit lane. So the first of our drivers has finally made a pit stop here, and it's at 10.5 minutes into our race. So Sheriff here coming around, and he's closing in on, I think it's TT's Palm Tree, who has made a couple of mistakes here in the race. And again, this is one of our AM drivers here in the series, so this is a multi-split race, so we definitely have drivers on 2 different paces here in the lobby today. So these guys are doing a good job at learning how to drive with different classes of drivers. It's really good racing practice and experience for not only the Pro-Ams, but also the AMs as well. And the AMs get to learn from the Pro-Ams as well, which ultimately, at the end of the day, helps them become faster and racers as well by the end of the season. So it's a double-edged sword, but in a good way here in this particular lobby this season. And I really like the development of the drivers as the season has progressed. There hasn't been too many off-class incidents either, as far as car-to-car contact goes this season within this division either. So both classes have done a spectacular job at managing a very difficult group of cars here this season. And I know we're only halfway through the season, but we've gotten through a pretty tough half of the season here, the first half being definitely the tougher of the 2 halves, I think. So it is Sugar Rush Racing here in 8th place. We've got Tro and Kobe now in 9th, and we've lost Scary Guy here. So again, another disconnect potentially right there for Scary Guy, and he was looking good here tonight again. And we've been having some DCs with Scary Guy here so far this season, so I believe that's our 3rd one now, so that's unfortunate. But down to 13 drivers here, and we've got our race leaders just closing in on Palm Tree here, and Palm Tree is just going to try and hold his line here. Let's see if he just lifts off the throttle a little bit coming into the corner here. Ooh, he caught that curb a little bit there, and it actually kicked him off there, but lots of room given there from Sheriff and Superman as they were going around. They just stuck it out to the outside of the curb there. Actually, the Superman has not been able to get around here yet, but Sheriff does get around on the outside of Parabolica there, and Palm Tree got kicked out on the curbing there a little bit. I think Superman probably just reacted to that a little tiny bit there. And again, Palm Tree just does that little lift there coming into the corner that allowed Superman to get ahead into the braking zone, and Superman just slots right back into position right behind the race leader. They're about 1 second in behind, so not too bad right there. We got Kilt and Fast Ginger here, so now Kilt is up into 3rd position. He has passed Fast Ginger here, putting him down into 4th place, and that has Egon now chasing in 5th position here as well. We've got Dark Cobra in 6th place. We've got Lucky Alpha just in behind here, still in 7th position, and Sugar Rush Racing starting to close in on those 2 here in 8th place. We've got Tron in 9th position, and he's just settling back into the race here, it looks like, after whatever happened there on the racetrack a few laps ago. We've got Medic here in 10th position, and he's kind of in no man's land right now. We've got Heathen after making a pit stop here in 11th. We've got Bandit here in the 12th position. We got Palm Tree here in 13th place as well. So everybody is moving here, and we've got one retired car from Scary Guy here. We'll finish in 14th position here today. Hate to see it. We got Rob coming in with that thumbs up. Nolander coming in with that thumbs up as well over on Facebook. Welcome in, everybody. Push Superman, push. Let's grow faster, y'all. Let's go, TT, says Madeline. Alright, so it is Sheriff here, and he is doing fantastic. Now, this is his first race of the season. He's in his debut here at GT45 Gaming and in this prototype series, so he is looking very strong here as he's leading this race. He took that away from our pole sitter Superman in the first lap and has been controlling the pace of the race since, but Superman has not let him get away either. We've got Kilt here in 3rd place, and he's tracked by Fast Ginger here in 4th position. So Kilt has moved up the field here from the mid-pack now and sitting on the final podium position with teammate just in behind here. And it seems like that train just kind of continues on here. Instead of Tron and Fast Ginger now trying to close the gap, it's now Kilt and Fast Ginger trying to close the gap. But it is 11 seconds to the soft tire runners up front ahead of them. We got Dark Cobra here. He's in 5th place. He's leading our AM division right now, so 5th overall here on the track. And he's got about 11 seconds to Fast Ginger there, and he was involved in a weird one there in turn number 1, and that is about where the time loss sits there for him right now. In other words, he'd be pretty close up to that front pack. We've got 10 Tenths Lucky Alpha here. He started off well, and then he fell back a little bit, now crawling back through the field here as well as he goes lap by lap, corner by corner. He is starting to close back in on Dark Cobra here, about 2.5 seconds. And then Sugar Rush Racing is our 2nd place AM driver on the grid here, 7th overall, and he is 4.2 seconds in behind and maintaining currently right now on the racetrack, and he's got Pro-Am driver Egon in 8th place in behind, and Egon has Tro and Kobe very quickly closing in. Right, just changing the volume here on the PC because the alerts are blasting in my ear. So it is Kilt now taking the race lead with our race leaders jumping into pit lane. So our soft tire runners into pit lane here for the first time tonight, and that leaves Kilt now leading the race. So already our third different race leader here tonight, and a big slide there from Palm Trees. He came out of turn number 2, and he's doing a good job at just keeping pace with the guys that have gotten around him there. So that is now Fast Ginger here in 2nd, and that puts Dark Cobra up into 3rd place here. And he's got Lucky Alpha chasing still in 4th position now. It was 2.5 seconds, now it's down to 1.5 seconds, so that gap is closing. Sheriff and Superman come out nose to tail here after their pit stops. Superman even closing in a little bit now after that stop, and the battle is back on between these two here, and they will take that race lead back once the drivers up in front make their pit stops, ideally anyways. Sugar Rush Racing here in 7th place, and they came out just in the mid-pack there with Egon coming around the corner there. He is in 8th position. He pit just a little while ago. We've got Trone in 9th. We've got Heathen now back up in the top 10 here. We got Bandit in 11th place. We've got Medic here in 12th position, and Palm Tree rocking and rolling here up into 13th place. So it is Kilt now leading the charge here at Monza, and we'll probably be seeing a pit stop coming from the majority of the field here relatively soon. So we've seen some early pit stops, we've seen a normal amount of pit stops for the soft tire runners, and now we're starting to see our late soft tire runners starting to come in here. So Dark Cobra, he's still out on track. We've got Lucky Alpha closing right in behind, and Cobra is also going to come into pit lane, so Alpha is going to stay out on track, and that is going to give Alpha 2nd place here. So that now puts Fast Ginger in late of this race, and that is now our 4th different race leader here. And of course, obviously the drivers through pit stop sequence here. So we got Sheriff Doofy in 3rd place, and he's 17 seconds in behind the race leader. That's definitely not going to be enough for Fast Ginger to come out in front of these two, but the gap was about 12 seconds. So that is the gap we're watching for when this pit stop sequence goes through his first section here. So it's Superman in 4th, got Egon in 5th, we've got Kilt here in 6th position, and after his pit stop he comes out just in front of Tro and Kobe there. So Dark Cobra comes out, he's in 8th position. We've got Sugar Rush Racing coming out here. He is going to come out with RA's Heathen right in beside him here. So this is one of those pit lane situations where Sugar Rush does own the inside of the line, but he's actually just going to let Heathen go around there. So he opted just to give the hot lap car the line there, and instead of battling through the corner and creating potential contact, and everybody gets through safe and sound. But we did see Cobra with the spin in the background there, and he gets out just going ahead of Heathen as well. So great job there from Sugar Rush Racing, just making a driver's decision right there, and probably a good decision at the end of the day there, I think. Great job. That was great respect right there. Alright, so Fast Ginger's now going to come into pit lane here, and let's see if Alpha is also going to come into pit lane here. Kind of looks like he's setting up as he's tucked in tight to the inside of Parabolic here. Yes, he is. So Sheriff Doofy and Superman are going to take the race lead back away from these two, and they closed up about a second there in between those two in that last lap around. So it's overcut versus undercut essentially right now, as the medium tire runners are coming on to what I would assume be a set of racing soft tires, where our race leaders are now out on the racing medium tires. So let's see if that gap can get closed back up. Egon's going to come out in 3rd place here. We've got Fast Ginger here in 4th position, with Kilt coming down the track here in 5th, but Ginger is going to get out just ahead of him there. Tro and Kobe's coming around. It's going to be 6th for him. So that puts Alpha coming out in P7 here, and he's got Dark Cobra now in behind. So the overcut actually working for Lucky Alpha there, and he does gain some time on Dark Cobra there, about 5 seconds. But also, we did see that mistake from Dark Cobra after exiting pit lane with the spin going in out of turn 2, pardon me. So we have Medic here. He's currently sitting in 11th place, and I'm just kind of getting a feel for where everything's at here right now on the track. We got Palm Tree still moving and grooving. Alright, so Sheriff Doofy got the gap back up to about 1.9 seconds here, so maybe a little bobble made by Superman there. He was tucked in right tight in behind Sheriff here after they exited the pit lane there, but now that gap is back just about to 2 seconds here, so Sheriff is doing a great job at just managing the pace of Superman enough to not allow Superman to get close enough to make a move, and we see much of the same thing from newcomer Dylan over 10 Tenths JSET last night as well in the Pro Division. Very equally paced drivers and great pace management. So it's Egon here in third place now, and he made a very early pit stop, keeping in mind, so it would be interesting to see how long of a stint he's opting to run here now on his second stint. And then we've got Kilt and Fast Ginger here in fourth and fifth place, and Kilt is looking racy tonight, I tell you what. And he's going to take advantage of a mistake made there by Fast Ginger. Fast Ginger is going to get a wide exit out of the first sector there, and Kilt is going to just tuck up the inside and take that position away from Fast Ginger. So Fast Ginger is going to tuck in behind his teammate there and hopefully use that teammate slipstream to get back up to racing speed quickly. We've got Alpha here in sixth place with Dark Cobra there in seventh position, and Heathen here in eighth place. We got Sugar Rush Racing here in ninth position, and he is closing in on Heathen there. So we've got Trone and Medic coming here, or sorry, Trone and coming up to Palm Tree here, and a little tap there from Trone as he's just trying to nudge Palm Tree through the corner there a little bit as he was right on the line there. So Trone's just going to get back up to speed here now. Trone's probably going to wait for a more opportune spot there. I don't think Trone was necessarily trying to get around Palm Tree there, as he was just trying to not get into him there. And again, just a little tap under the brakes there, and the Pro-Am difference here, and Trone's just going to settle back in here. So Trone is trying very hard here just to get around Palm Tree very tidily here. Oh, and there was a mistake there by Palm Tree, and that's going to be another touch there by Trone, and he actually gave Palm Tree a really nice nudge up there through the run, so that was going to put him up in through Ascari here. And if I were Palm Tree here, I'd be lifting right now to let Trone through. Ooh, again, just a little bit of a touch there between the two drivers, and maybe a little lag is being factored in between the two there. It seemed like Trone was just having a slight issue misjudging exactly where that car was. That's kind of what that looked like, because it's untypical to see all our racers make that much incidental contact like that, just trying to navigate around each other. Potential lag could be coming into play there, but that's the way it goes. Everybody gets through safe and sound there. That's the important thing. And a little bit of time loss there for Trone, not ideal. We got Egon here in third place. We got Kilt in fourth position here, and he's got Fast Ginger in the distance here. So he has kind of opened the gap up a little bit on Fast Ginger here. It's 1.2 seconds now. Got Lucky Alpha. He's in sixth place, and he's kind of just chilling right now. He's in clean air. He just needs to focus on putting in those laps right now. Dark Cobra here is our AM leader on the racetrack right now, currently sitting seventh place overall. But the next divisional driver, the next positional battle, is only about 4 seconds in behind him here right now. So we've got Heathen in eighth place, who's 2.8 seconds in behind, and then he's got Sugar Rush in the slipstream just about 3/4 of a second in behind, which is about 3.5 seconds total. So very close right there. So Cobra needs to continue to try and put in good quality clean air laps, while Sugar Rush is still having to deal with RA's Heathen in front of him. Tron Kobe here in 10th place. We got Bandit here in 11th. We got Medic rocking and rolling here in 12th place, and he's just gotten passed there by Superman and Sheriff, it looks like. So Palm Tree here in 13th position. So with some of the AM drivers starting to see some of that lead lap traffic coming around here now, and again, a couple of guys having their moments there early on in the race, which set them on the back foot a little bit here as well. But it is a Sheriff here in the race lead, 1.2 seconds over Superman. So Superman's starting to close that gap back up again, and he picks up the half-second track limit penalty coming through the second chicane, and back to chasing again here. So Superman really needs to ideally try to close this gap up more here now before he serves this penalty, and maybe even try to apply just a small amount of pressure to Sheriff, but he's a little bit far away here as we're heading into Ascari here. Maybe try to force him into a small error or something with the pressure, but Superman is going to come around Ascari here and have to serve that penalty, and we're going to see that gap changed there, and there was a tense moment right there with some lap traffic here. So let's go take a look at that again. Oh, we had Bandit just make a small mistake there and through Ascari, and Sheriff just reacting, and that forced him on a wide exit out of Ascari there. Boy, he had to gather himself up. That was a really great save actually right there by Sheriff. Wrong place, wrong time right there for the race leader, and Superman was able to actually capitalize and close that gap up a little bit more. And oh boy, Superman is going to get absolutely collected right there by Ten Tenths Bandit, who just made a mistake there, caught the grass under braking, and he was along for the ride. There was nothing he could really do there, and unfortunately for Superman, again in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it got just absolutely slammed into there by Bandit's sliding car across the racetrack. Highly unfortunate right there. Got Ten Tenths Fast Ginger here in 5th place. We got Alpha in 6th. We got Dark Cobra here in 7th, with Sugar Rush Racing here in 8th. We got Trone Kobe here in 9th. We got Heathen in 10th. We've got Medic here in 11th. We got Bandit in 12th. And we got Palm Tree here in 13th. And that is now going to open the gap up to 5.7 seconds to now Egon in 2nd place. And unfortunately for Superman, the gap is now 7 seconds to the race leader. But the race isn't over. We're just over the halfway mark, 27.5 minutes in of this 50-minute race, so anything can happen here. We've already seen a couple of close calls here tonight. It's going to be an interesting race review after this one, that's for sure. Sheriff Doofy here in 1st place. We got Egon in 2nd, and Superman's right there. He's already kind of locked back in, gotten himself gathered back up there. It doesn't seem like that incident may have phased him for too long there. He's just right behind the wheel of his race car. It has now no damage, and he is just locked in trying to catch back up to Egon here in 2nd place. And you can still see the race leader, so it could have been worse. It definitely could have been worse there. So Bandit here now has Kilt and Fast Ginger coming up around him here, and Fast Ginger's now gotten around Kilt here. So these two are just kind of swapping positions, I think, as each of them make mistakes here right now. And coming into turn 1 and 2 there, you can see Bandit's just trying to let Ginger through there, and then I'm assuming we're going to see Kilt go through here, coming out of the corner as well, and getting a 1 second penalty there, which is not ideal. But there's Alpha here now as he comes through. We got Dark Cobra here in 7th place, and the gap is 6 seconds to Alpha. Trone Kobe here in 9th place. We got Heathen going a little bit wide right there, coming through Parabolic in 10th place. Medic in 11th position. He's got Bandit right there in 12th. We got Palm Tree here in 13th position. So right now it is Sheriff in the lead, 5.4 seconds. First race of the season here for him, looking real strong so far on the racetrack, but still has 21 minutes yet to lock it down. So he does have Egon chasing, and Superman still trying to lock back down here and close the gap. It's about 7.2 seconds still. So again, the pace is so equal between the two drivers. It's hard for him right now to try and close that up. And if Sheriff isn't making mistakes, there's no free time to gain there. So he's going to have a decision to make if he does catch Egon. The decision to make there is, do we work together, or do I just try to get around Egon and keep trying to track back into a race leader? So it's going to be interesting to see the next pit stop strategy here in, I would assume, probably about another 5 to 8 minutes time. We're going to start seeing these drivers sequence through. Dark Cobra here in 7th position. Sugar Rush Racing now is directly in behind him here, so our 1st and 2nd place AM position drivers here at 7th and 8th overall in the race here tonight, only separated by 4.6 seconds right now, so definitely something could change there yet. We got Trone in 9th place. We got Heathen here in 10th place. We've got Medic in 11th. We've got Bandit here in 12th. And we've got Palm Tree here in 13th position. So, excuse me for a moment. My apologies. I was about to cough there, so we had to just mute the mic for a second. Alright, so it's Egon here in second place, and ooh, a half-second track limit penalty here. And now Superman may have an opportunity to try and get around Egon here as we head into Parabolica, but that gap was about 1.2 seconds between the two drivers here, so it's not quite enough for Superman to get around Egon, but it definitely closes him tight into the slipstream range here. And this might not be the worst spot for RA Superman here right now. He's still sitting in third place, but I definitely would much rather be 1.2 seconds back in behind Sheriff there up ahead, and that gap is still 7.3 seconds between the two, and a little bump there from Superman on Egon, so opting to give it a push here instead of battle for the position, and I think that's probably a smart call there. We got Fast Ginger in fourth place with Kilt coming into pit lane. So our second pit stop of the day is going to be made by Ten Tenths Kilt here. And we should start seeing some of the drivers doing much of the same thing here, I think, through this next, like I said, 5 to 8 minutes here in the race. So Bandit here in 12th. We got Palm Tree in 13th position. But it is Sheriff here leading things, doing it very well here as well. Very efficient. He's been very consistent. We haven't seen too many mistakes from him here so far tonight, and barring the being collected there by Superman, his race really has been pretty top notch here as well, and just wrong place at the wrong time there for him. But that was a intense sequence of moments there for a race leader and Superman all on the same lap there, trying to navigate around the same car. So Superman here in third place. We got Fast Ginger in fourth position. Lucky Alpha is now up into fifth place, and Cobra is slowly but surely dipping away at that gap. It was 6.6, now it is 5.4. So he is closing in on Fast Ginger up in front a little bit here. And Sugar Rush is just slightly lost touch, about a half a second here over the last lap or so over Cobra. We've got Kilt in 8th position. The gap is 12 seconds, but closing down here as he just made a pit stop. We got Egon now coming into pit lane. We've got Trone in 9th place. We've got Heathen here in 10th. We've got Medic here in 11th. We've got Bandit in 12th. And we got Palm Tree here in 13th position. So right now it is Sheriff leading the charge here, and it is now 8 seconds over Superman. So he's actually opened the gap up a little bit more here over Superman, who's now back in second place here, but not as close as he was probably wanting to be at this moment in time in the race. Egon has fastest lap on track right now, 34.75 here as well. Fast Ginger here is now up into third place, putting Alpha here in fourth place, and we've got Dark Cobra here in fifth position, and he is just coming up on Bandit here as well as we enter into the second chicane. Sugar Rush Racing purple as we come through into the sector here, and he is starting to pick up the pace a little bit here. He's closed that half second back up on Dark Cobra over the last quarter of a lap here. So Egon in 7th place after making his pit stop. It's 1.7 seconds to Sugar Rush up ahead there, and Sugar Rush definitely doesn't want that battle anytime soon as he's starting to track in up on Dark Cobra in front as well. And our race leader now comes into pit lane. So Sheriff coming in with 16, just under 16 minutes remaining on the clock here, and is going to make that pit stop. Superman is going to continue to track on the road. I'm not surprised to see this actually. Try to gain maybe a second or two back here on an overcut strategy. We'll have to see how that works out. But I think it's a good idea in the position that he's in right now. We've got Fast Ginger, who's also going around here, and he's currently sitting in second place now. Lucky Alpha is also going to jump over and move up into third place, and Sheriff is going to come out in fourth position. Cobra is coming in. Sugar Rush is also coming in. Egon just pit, but he did pick up some damage here. He's got some front splitter damage here right now on his racing car, and that is going to hurt him as he heads up this straightaway here, and Kilt is going to close that gap fairly significantly here heading into turn 1 and 2. Trone also in pit lane. We've got Heathen is going to be making a pit stop here as soon as he comes around Parabolica here, and that will be just a moment's time here. You can see he's almost out of fuel here. He is right on the limit right there. We've got Medic in 11th with our I believe, fifth place driver right now. Sheriff just going around there, and Medic doing, as always, an outstanding job at letting that lap traffic get through. We've got Bandit here in 12th position, and Egon closing in here, and Kilt is just off in the background here, so Egon is going to want to try and get around Bandit here as quickly as possible, and well, that'll make things a little bit easier there for both drivers as and you can see coming off that sand how slippery it is for these drivers to try and get back on track. He's taking it a little nicer here, and he gets it back going in the right direction. So Superman now in pit lane, Fast Ginger now in pit lane. Alpha is going to stay out for another go. Sheriff coming around here. Let's see where our gaps lie once Superman and Fast Ginger come out of pit lane. Egon is 17 seconds in behind here in 5th place, so this is coming down to our top 4 here right now. And there we go. I do see Superman coming out just in behind Egon there. So Sheriff is going to get through turn 1 and 2. We got Egon going through in 3rd place, and Superman comes out there, and he's about 5 seconds. He's not that far in behind here. So fantastic stuff. We'll go check that gap out in a second. We got drivers kind of transitioning right now. We got the pit stop sequences happening. We got Bandit coming into pit lane there now. Alpha is our race leader here currently. 7-second gap right now to Sheriff, but Alpha is going to need to make a pit stop, I believe, yet here in the race with 13 minutes remaining. I don't think he's got enough in the tank there. Definitely not. Sheriff here in 2nd place, like I said, 7 seconds in behind there, and Superman is 2.7 seconds now in behind Sheriff, so definitely short fueled that car a little bit to make up some time. And I believe it's Medic. Oh, hold on to Superman. That he is trying to get around there, and Medic was just again trying to leave him to get the inside apex there, but Superman caught the track edge under braking a little bit there and had to really slam on the binders there to get the car not to go off track there, so that's unfortunately going to cost him some time. And now it's 5.4 seconds, so that actually cost 3 seconds there, and that's tough. That's tough. So 6.8 second gap from our race leader, but he's just pulling into his pit box here now. That's going to put Superman is 5.6 seconds back. So let's see if Superman can reel in Sheriff here. Got Fast Ginger. He's 3.8 seconds in behind Superman. Much of the same thing from him. Alpha still in pit box here. We've got Egon and Kill coming through here now. And are they going to take the position? Alpha comes out just in behind the 2 drivers here. So Alpha will come out in 6th position here after that pit stop. Cobra is still our leading AM driver here. He's in 7th place with Sugar Rush Racing right there in 8th position. 12 seconds now that gap. However, we got Drone Kobe here in 9th. We got Heathen in 10th place. We got Medic in pit lane here in 11th. We've got Bandit here in 12th, and we've got Palm Tree going for a ride right now. As you can see, Heathen just slotted through there, and he's just going to pull it back out, and that looked like a moment coming out of Ascari most likely, and just gathering his car back up as it went across the racetrack there, but he's still going, and he's still moving forward, so that's all that matters. And a big moment right there, a big wiggle coming from Sheriff there, and that almost could have ended very badly there, as Superman is 5.3 seconds in behind and closing slightly. Fast Ginger is definitely tracking here, though, in 3rd place right now in behind Superman, and then we've got this 3-way battle for 4th place between Egon, Kilt, and Alpha here as well. So we've got a couple of good battles starting to develop here on our racetrack in this final stint of the race. We've got just over 10 minutes remaining. This is what it's all been amping up for. It's what it's all been working towards here. So let's see what we got here. It's going to be Dark Cobra in 7th, as Trone in 8th. He's got Sugar Rush 10 seconds in behind him here now. And damage on Sugar Rush's car there, so and we're having some tough moments here from these drivers on the racetrack here today, especially our AM drivers are definitely having their struggles here today. Alright, so as Sheriff comes around the 2nd chicane here, Superman is still right there, 3.9, 4.1 seconds. Superman is doing a great job at tracking, but so is Fast Ginger. This may potentially become a 3-way fight for the 3 podium spots before the end of the night here tonight. let's see what happens over the next 9.5 minutes. This is exciting. Go, boys, go. All right, Lucky Alpha here now up in the lead of this mid-pack battle here, so I'm not sure what happened there between the three, but we've got Lucky Alpha now in 4th place. We've got Egon here in 5th position, and we've got Kilt here in 6th place. We've got Cobra now in 7th position, still in 7th position, with Tro and Kobe chasing in 8th, Sugar Rush in 9th. We got Heathen in 10th, and then we got some gaps. Alright, so 3.4 seconds is the gap now between Sheriff and Superman. They come across here with about 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, and Superman comes across here, and Fast Ginger is right there as well. So 6 seconds separates 1st through 3rd place right now on lap 26 of this race, almost 42 minutes in. Ooh, are we going to see some fireworks tonight? Got Alpha and Egon here in 4th and 5th place, still very, very close together. You got Kilt still right there as well. Just 3.5 seconds in behind here in 5th place. We've got Dark Cobra in 6th place there as well. Tro and Kobe, Sugar Rush Racing, Heathen, rounding out our top 10. Alright, so here we go. Sheriff starting to open the gap back up. Got it back over 4 seconds here, so much better sector than our Superman there in that last chunk of the racetrack, and Fast Ginger's only closed about a 10th up there as well, so a very small mistake I think only made there by Superman potentially, and that took him just a smidge off of that closing gap on the race leader. But now Fast Ginger is definitely closing in here. He's got the gap down to 1.5 seconds, so Fast Ginger is feeling it right now as he's trying to close in for a race win here today, but his luck is running out. He's got 7.5 minutes remaining, and this man has not made too many mistakes here tonight. So Sheriff Doofy coming in, newcomer, and looking to take the first win as well. We see that a lot here at GT45 Gaming. It's actually quite lovely to see the newcomers come in and immediately put their stamp on a series, and that just means more competition for the racetrack. That's all it ever means. Fast Ginger in 3rd place, 1.8 seconds. Superman opening the gap back up a little bit, much better parabolic than Fast Ginger. Lucky Alpha has opened a gap back up on Egon just a little bit here, 1.5 seconds. We've got Kilt here in 6th place. We've got Dark Cobra here in 7th position. Got Tro and Kobe here in 8th. We got Sugar Rush Racing in 9th. We got Heathen in 10th. We've got Medic here in 11th. We got Bandit in 12th. We got Palm Tree here in 13th position. Let's go Superman, says Roses. We got Riley coming in with the thumbs up. Hope you're doing good, my guy. So it is Sheriff here, and it's 4.5 seconds. The headlights are starting to come on a little bit here on the racetrack, so it is starting to set into evening conditions here, and a little bit of cloud cover making the racetrack a little bit foggy here as well. So some changing conditions here on our racetrack, and that could play into this race. You can see it's very quickly here gotten foggy on the racetrack in a sense as well. So we got Lucky here in 4th place with Egon in 5th. We got Kilt rocking here in 6th position with Dark Cobra, our AM leader, here in 7th place. We've got Tro and Kobe in 8th. We've got Sugar Rush Racing here in 9th, half-second penalty. We got Heathen here in 10th place, Medic in 11th, Bandit in 12th, and Palm Tree here in 13th place. Alright, so it is Sheriff here as he continues on, and he's almost growing the gap here now near the end of the race here. He's almost got it up to 5 seconds, but he is starting to come back into some lap traffic here again, and we've seen the lap traffic play into the race a little bit here today for sure, with our race leaders, and some interesting stuff happening here throughout this race today. And if you've missed it, you're definitely going to want to go back and check out here what happened in the earlier parts of this race, because it was quite interesting. We've got Fast Ginger here in 3rd place. We've got Lucky Alpha up into 4th position. We've got Egon here in 5th. We've got Kilt here in 6th place, and a little bit of a slide coming into the first chicane there, but he manages it quite nicely. We've got Dark Cobra coming in here in behind Palm Tree, and he didn't mean to tab him there, so he's just giving him the spot back here. and allowing Palm Tree to get back up to speed there. He should have probably went around him there, but that's all right. We got Karzan here in 9th place. He's still rocking and rolling in 10th here, and he's actually got Sheriff rolling in on him here right now, so he's now the blue flag car here, and we know Heathen knows what to do here, so I do suspect we're going to see Heathen do exactly what he's doing there and just kind of stay on the outside line there, as Sheriff is going to try and take it in tight, but he's going to tuck back into the slip there and move back down the inside of Heathen there, and Heathen is trying to give him all the space in the world there without giving up any pace here, and it was a little bit of an elongated pass there, but great job by the two, and that's all Heathen did there, is just stuck to the outside, gave the racing line to the faster driver, and then basically just barely lifting off his throttle enough so that driver can get through safely. And both drivers continue on down the track without ideally costing each other any time. So 5.2 seconds is the gap, so it definitely did not cost any time to Sheriff here as Superman comes around into turn 1 and 2 here. He still has to catch that driver. So Sheriff is in a good spot here with 3.5 minutes remaining now. He's in control of how this race is about to happen here at this point. We've got Fast Ginger here in 3rd place. We've got Lucky Alpha in 4th position. We've got Egon in 5th place. We've got Kilt in 6th place. We got 4 Ten Tenths races all in a row there. We've got Dark Cobra here in 7th position. We got Tron Kobe in 8th. We got Sugar Rush Racing here in 9th place. We've got Heathen here in 10th position. We've got Medic in 11th, we've got Bandit here in 12th, and Palm Tree in 13th, as he was bouncing himself over in through the chicane there, and that car is still motoring, so that's what we love to see. But it is Sheriff here, and 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. 4.7 second gap, however, though. So with that being said, Superman has closed that time gap up just slightly, but he is completely leaving Fast Ginger in his wake here now, as Fast Ginger has fallen off here a little bit, now over 4 seconds in behind Superman, and Alpha here is 8.5 seconds in behind the podium, but he is in no man's land right now and looking to secure, I think, his best finish of the season here as well. We've got TT's Egon here. He's going to be serving that penalty right there. As you can see, Kilt just off of the background there, and Kilt is going to close that gap up a little bit there now. Under 4 seconds, and there's still time. We got about 2 laps remaining here for our racers tonight. We got Dark Cobra here in 7th place. We got Trone now coming up to Palm Tree here, and we got Sugar Rush Racing here in 9th place. We got Heathen in 10th with Medic in 11th, and we got Bandit and Palm Tree rounding out our field here in 12th and 13th position. So, a little slide there coming from Sheriff, and a penalty. Oh, and here we go. So as we get near the end of the race, 2 very little mistakes made there by our race leader, and Superman now has a very small opportunity to close some time up there. Can we see the big push here from Superman? Does he have enough left in the car? Can he close the gap? Can he find a race win over the newcomer? We're about to find out. Lucky Alpha in 4th place. Kilt. Oh, Egon making a mistake there, so Kilt's actually going to jump up a spot there. Egon has to get that car turned back around. He's going to go down into 6th place, and now Dark Cobra's cracking very quickly there, so, and a very unfortunate late race mistake made there by Ten Tenths Egon. That's going to knock him down 1 spot here on the grid, but he gets the car around, he keeps it out of damage, and he keeps it moving in the right direction, and the gap is 4.1 seconds. So Sheriff here in the lead with Superman chasing, and Fast Ginger here in 3rd place. We're kind of going to keep an eye on the front half of the field here. And as we're getting around, what's the timer at? Everybody is going to get through here for another lap, it looks like. So Alright, so the same corner that he had a little bit of an issue with there on that white flag lap there last time around did not seem to trouble him so much here this time around. And there we go, the timer now has officially ran out here, and everybody is still actually on track here. So we have Palm Tree coming through here right now, so we are going to sit with Palm Tree here as he finishes up his race here in 13th position on the night. Great job to him. and we're going to get back to the front three here. Obviously no battle happening here, but we've seen some crazy things happen at the end of races in the past, so you just never know what's going to happen until they have all crossed the checkered flag. And we have our bottom half of the field kind of crossing the line and finishing up here. We'll go take a look at where they all finished here in just a moment's time. But for the time being here, we're going to congratulate Sheriff Doofy on his debut here in the Prototype Series and a Round 6 victory. Superman is going to find himself in second place with a great comeback there, and Fast Ginger is going to finish it up in third place here. It's going to be 10 Tenths Lucky Alpha bringing it home here in fourth position tonight, and again, best season finish for him, I believe. We have Kilt here in fifth place, and that was a great race finish here for 10 Tenths Kilt as well. And Egon is looking like it's going to be a sixth place finish in behind Kilt here with that late race spin out of the second chicane there. Did allow Kilt to grab another position there. Egon does get the car turned back around, and he is going to bring that car back home here and get it around in a sixth position here on the racetrack. We've got Dark Cobra here, and he will be, I believe, the final driver to take our checkered flag here tonight in seventh place, and it's going to be an AM division victory here for Dark Cobra. And you can see Sugar Rush Racing finishing last time around there, so it was Tron Kobe in 8th place there. And that finished so quickly we didn't even get to see it. Congratulations to Sheriff Doofy, a newcomer here, coming in with the big time win. Great job to him. All right, let's go take a look at those results here. So again, it is Sheriff Doofy in the win, and he had a second place qualifying time, but the fastest lap does not go to him. So race win points for him is going to be RA Superman in second place. He is going to take the pole position bonus point here out of tonight's race as well. We've got 10 Tenths Fast Ginger finishing in third position. We've got 10 Tenths Lucky Alpha in fourth place, and the fastest lap bonus point there for him as well here tonight. We've got 10 Tenths Kilt in fifth. We got 10 Tenths Egon in sixth place. We've got Dark Cobra in seventh. We've got THG's Tron Kobe here in eighth place. It's going to be Sugar Rush Racing in ninth place. Second place overall in the AM division is going to be RA's Heathen in 10th, and it's going to be Medic here in 11th, and our third place AM finisher 10 Tenths Bandit in 12th place, 10 Tenths Palm Tree in 13th, and Scary Guy with the disconnect early in the race there will get a 14th place finish here today, and super unfortunate there for him, but that is the way it goes sometimes. Alright, we need to do some replay, saving, and sharing. Alright, so what did everybody think of our Pro-Am AM split race? It was a little bit quieter than I thought it was going to be actually tonight. From this group, I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a spicy race, but it was a very challenging racetrack here tonight from our drivers as well, so it does explain a little bit of the separation as drivers are making those mistakes on the racetrack. And of course we've seen some pretty tense moments on the racetrack as well here, which definitely created some of the results here from our race today, without a question of a doubt. So I feel like race control is going to be very busy here post-race on this one, but that's all right. It's a part of the process. It's just how it all goes. Good job, TT. Good job, drivers. Give me that fastest lap, says Lucky. Got Kilt coming in with the multiple shares and the like on the stream as well. I will chat tomorrow night with you. Be back to get the next race set up. Gotcha. Alright, so we're just checking in on everything here. Everything's looking good. Let's get ourselves into our podium interview box here. We'll be sharing the replay. It's taken eons. All right, we definitely have our podium interviewees up in the house. So let's go do this. Hit a little button here, flip a little button there, go have a little chatsies with our drivers. All right, you guys can hear me now? Maybe so. Oh, no, they cannot. Oh my goodness. Hey, now they can hear me. There we go. All right, welcome in everybody. Now that we got all the buttons pushed in the right directions here, we can have a chat with all of our podium finishers. So we are going to start with our AM winner here, Dark Cobra. He did finish 7th overall, I believe it was, in our race here today, and with about a 5-second gap to competitor Sugar Rush Racing at the end of the race there in second place. That is, I believe, now his 3rd win in a row here for the AM division. So congratulations on a well fought out race. It was definitely a difficult one here at Monza tonight. Talk us through it.
That was a great race. That was a lot of fun, a lot better than I expected. That car is very difficult on Monza. Great car to race. Just went in with the standard strategy of starting on mediums and 2 stints on softs, and it just happened to work out. Was kind of hoping for a couple of yellow flags there or something that would let me get up and into the fifth, back into fifth or something of that nature, but just wasn't on my side this time, and just had a great race. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, and tough conditions out there. Some drivers battling the racetrack, and then other drivers battling each other and the racetrack, and obviously penalties really kind of factoring into the race here today too. So overall, we're pretty pleased with how your particular race went here.
Yeah, real happy with my race. I did I did incur one penalty on the last lap. Luckily, just a half-second penalty, but then I decided to lose it in Ascari and went for a 360 ride. Brought it back on track and thankfully made the finish line with like 2 seconds to spare. But other than that, it was a really well run race, and it looks like everybody was pretty clean and had a good time.
It was definitely a difficult race here with these Toyota GR10s, and the weather too. We noticed near the end of the race there, it started to get a little bit overcast, and a little bit of a fog in a sense kind of started to settle in on the racetrack with the sun setting. How was that for vision as you guys were coming near about the last 8 minutes of your race?
Honestly, I really didn't notice it. I was too focused on hitting my marks, making sure I was in the right gear going in, going out, and making sure that I wasn't, going to make any penalties that would, slow me down. So I really, yeah, I noticed the sunset kind of thing, but yeah, it really didn't affect me at all this race.
Well, that is just a sign of a locked-in driver, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't even notice the conditions have gotten a little bit worse. He's just so focused on what's going on in front of him on the racetrack, and did a really great job here. Again, 3 AM wins in a row here for you now. So that is definitely going to spice up the AM championships here as we head into France next week at Alsace Village. So we take the Toyota GR10, we put it away in the garage, and we pull out its baby brother Toyota TS150 now. What kind of experience do you have with that particular LMP1 car, and how do you feel about heading to Alsace Village next week?
A little experience in the car, just with the game. It does lose the battery a lot faster than these GR10s, so it takes a little bit longer to recharge. I'll say I do like the track. It's a lot of fun. That Toyota should run really well on it. Should be a fast track as well. There's some high speed curves and some straights on there that might keep the racing a little closer than normal. But it should be an exciting race for sure.
Absolutely, and I mean, congratulations on another great performance here. Again, putting some pressure on the bottom end of this Pro-Am division here tonight on a very difficult racetrack. And any final remarks on your race here this evening? And shout-outs to the viewers watching at home.
No, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Congratulations to the podium. They raced a good race, fantastic strategy, and it's awesome to see Doofy on his first race in the series grab the top spot. That's just awesome. He had a great drive. Thanks to you, GT45, TT Racing. I can't say more about that team. Um, Great things to come. Wonderful contracts to change, and we'll see how the end of the season comes. And TPC, thank you for the support, and to all the viewers, appreciate you tuning in, and hope we gave you a good show.
Absolutely. Well, the racing on track is always fantastic, and I know that the viewers, they definitely love it because they keep coming back for more every racing week. So, congratulations on a very well thought out race here this evening at Monza, and we'll let you get back and go celebrate with that great crew at the paddock.
Thanks, bud. Talk to y'all later.
Cheers, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's only one of many interviews here this evening. So let's now head up into our Pro-Am division. Let's go talk with our overall top three finishers here, and they all happen to be in the Pro-Am division. So that's why we have the extra one here in Tuesday's lobby, because we like to talk with our Am division winner as well. But let's go talk with 10 Tenths Fast Ginger here now. Now he's deadlocked in a battle between Tron Colby and Superman, most closely, anyways, in a championship battle right now, heading into this round of racing. And after a pretty interesting double points round, really kind of shook up the standings a little bit. You had a really good result here. Fairly event-free race for the most part for you. You had a little bit of battling going on, and I feel like the battles on track were really with the lap traffic here tonight, always seeming to kind of catch up to him in the wrong spots, and some tense moments for some of our drivers who are getting around that blue flag traffic here today as well. But overall, happy with how the race went today, and talk us through it.
Yeah, that was a good race. Qualifying was interesting. I was waiting to the end to go out, and then I was catching a palm tree, and I let him get down the road a little ways so that I could get a little bit of distance between the two of us, so I could get a good run, and made a good. I qualified third, and I was going for a second lap. And then he slowed. I don't know if he was trying to let me around or what, but he slowed going into turn one real early. I made a massive move to the right to avoid, and just kind of bailed on that lap, and that was the end of it. So third place for the start, and then turn one, that chicane is a bear for the start of the race. So I was just trying to get through there, make sure I didn't hit anybody, and just trying to being avoided from being hit. And I could tell pretty quick that 1 and 2 were on soft tires, and I was going for mediums on the first stint. So I'm pretty sure that they were on softs. So I just wasn't going to push it, just trying to race my race. Tron Colby was right there on my tail for a good long while. And at one point I was kind of wanting to let him go around because I know he had a little bit more speed, but then something happened to him and he disappeared, and then Kilt came up from behind and was racing with me for a little while. So my strategy was 20, 15, 15 for minutes. So I was doing it by minutes, not by laps. So I did 20 minutes on the mediums, did enough, and then I was going to do 15 minutes on the softs. So when the first and second went in, and that I believe I was in second place when they went into the pits to begin with, and then I know I went one additional lap on the mediums. I stayed out on there, so I know I was in first place for a moment. But then when I got out of the pits, I was right back into fourth place where I had been before. Had a good stint on those softs, and decided to go a little bit long because I still had some life in those soft tires. So I figured maybe if I went a little bit longer that I wouldn't have to put in as much fuel, then that might get me some spots too, or at least put some distance between me and the next place down. And then I got back out there and then just chased. I think Alpha was I was in 4th place, and Alpha was up at the top, but I was pretty sure that he had to have another pit stop, so he went in, and then I was in 3rd place, and then I was really catching Superman there for a while, and then all of a sudden it was like with just with 9 minutes left, it's like he just started pulling away, and then I looked down and it's like I got no battery left. So it was like, why is my pace going? Am I getting ready to disconnect, or was there something wrong with the car, or I wasn't sure, but then I was like, okay, my battery's shot, so I didn't have any battery, so that definitely was a hit on my speed, and because I was 6 seconds behind, and I was within a second and a half, and then he just pulled away, and then there was no catching him, and then it was just fingers crossed that maybe he would run out of gas or somebody would and get another position that way. I know you'd asked about the weather earlier, and I was kind of thankful for the overcast there at the end, because that sun can really blind you in some of those turns as it's setting. So I was kind of thankful to see those clouds. And, I did check to see if there was any kind of rain involved, but it looked like it was just clouds.
Absolutely, and I've never seen it rain here in Monza, so I believe that the weather model doesn't allow it currently. Anyways, and as it stands currently here in Gran Turismo, but you never know. Anything can change. They like to make changes and not tell us about those things as well. So, a great race from you, though. I mean, obviously you needed to try and get to the podium here today to try and, again, just continue to climb those points up in the standings to leave yourself an opportunity to battle for the championship at the end of the season. So, same question. We head to France next week with a new car and on a track that's not ran very often. We don't see Alsace Village very often, but it's a very flowing high-speed track. So how do you feel about the combo? And I guess what's your goal for the next couple of races here heading into the chase for the Cup?
Yeah, this next race, it's going to be difficult. I'm not real familiar with the track and car combination and how they'll go. So there'll definitely be a lot of practice laps around the track for sure, to get used to the car and get used to the track, and to just to determine what the fuel usage is and the tire usage. And I mean, it's really important. I didn't have quite the finish that I wanted to at Le Mans, so, and it being a double points race, really, I went from leading the championship to 3rd or 4th or something. It's a big hit. But then I was, as soon as the race was over, I looked, and I think of all of my competitors that are ahead of me in the championship, I think I was ahead of them. So it's going to get much tighter. And I'm happy Sheriff Doofy hasn't been in the whole season, because it looks like he might run away with it if he was. But good job for him. Good job for Superman. He had a really good race. It was a good fun race. It was a lot of fun, and the next few races we don't have too many left, 7, 8, 9, 10, and there are going to be some difficult tracks coming up for sure, but it should be fun and exciting. And I'm just trying to, I may not be the fastest, but I was trying not to make any mistakes, and I did not make at a clean race. No mistakes, no offs, no penalties, no anything. So that's pretty good for an hour-long race or a 50-minute race. So that definitely contributes and helps, and hopefully we can continue that on the next few races.
Absolutely, and that was a pretty well covered recap there, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? If I have to say so myself. So
Sorry.
No, that was fantastic. I mean, yeah, very well covered. So with that being said, I guess final remarks and shout outs to the viewers watching at home.
Oh yeah, just thanks to everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed the race. We always try to put on a good one here in the Pro-Am and Am lobby. I know we normally do for sure. And just appreciate everybody that watches. Appreciate the team, TT Racing, for having our back and doing a lot of the legwork and doing some of the practices and getting the strategies down for us. It definitely helped me for sure with this strategy that we did, the medium softs. And I'd actually thought about going soft medium, but but that I stuck with what the team thought, and that was definitely the way to go. So thanks to them, thanks to you and your channel for putting on this race and doing all the things in the background, Miss D and everybody else, and all those other racers and all the TT members all along up and down the divisions. Good job, and let's continue to go for it and get some of these race wins.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on another podium finish and some more good points in towards that chase for your championship title here this season. And we'll let you get back to that Ten Tenths clubhouse and go celebrate with the team in behind the scenes.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Cheers, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now our second place finisher, R.A. Superman. This guy has been in a absolute street fist locked in fight with Fast Ginger and Tron Kobe all season long for this championship title. And I don't think anybody was expecting the newcomer, Sheriff Doofy, to come in with such a dominant performance here today. But Superman gave that man everything he had here today. And unfortunately for R.A. Superman, collected up in an incident with a back marker there in turns 1 and 2. And that essentially may have put him off the chance for that first place finish here today, but not for a lack of effort. Right to the checkered flag is R.A. Superman. Bubba, tough race tonight, but congratulations. Still finding that podium. Absolutely no give up in you tonight there. It looked like even after that incident, you just locked back in and immediately put your foot back into it and just kept trying to track down. So talk us through how your night was, my guy.
Started out great, man. I really wasn't expecting that almost that 133 in qualifying, dude. I mean, I put a lot of practice in. Came into this week rocking a black eye from Le Mans. Didn't have a good out in there, so I was really adamant on having a good out in this week. Got with the team. Shout out to Larry and Jakey, everybody back at RA, even the guys that hop in the practice lobbies. Subi Mark, Sheriff Doofy was in there too. I mean, a bunch of us just running practice. ATK's Deaths always had lobbies up, so it was back on the grind this week. And yeah, I'm glad that my efforts, I could have something to show for my efforts. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, a great pace out there tonight. I mean, you and Sheriff broke free very early on. You both decided to start on those soft tires. Obviously not an unfamiliar strategy we see out of both divisions this season from typically our top 2 or top 3 qualifiers. So you guys did kind of what we expected to see. You jump on the softs, try to break the pack early, and you guys did that. And then you guys made your pit stop. You had that second stint and still very close together. But it seemed like you weren't able to catch Sheriff, and Sheriff wasn't really able to pull away from you. So it seemed like the two of you were very, very equally paced. So, you know, in the 15 to about the 30-minute mark of the race before you guys decided to make that last set of pit stops, I mean, what was going through your mind as you guys were playing the gap, give a little, take a little game throughout the middle part of the race?
That mind battle started from the drop of the green flag. I was on the outside. He was on the inside. He went aggressive, made the move. I was like, all right, dude, you want it? There it is. And at that point, I just wanted to be stuck to his mirror. I wanted to be a presence in his mirror. I wanted him to know that I was there, and he wasn't going to run away with it. And I think I did a pretty good job of staying glued to him. Picked up a couple of track limit penalties, and I think I picked up one on the first stint. That set me back. I wound up battling back. Then towards the end of the first stint, we caught some lap traffic, and that brought us right back together. There was a situation going through Ascari where I had to make a mental decision. Do I back off, or do I want to press the issue? And I was like, no, I'm going to back off, let these two sort it out. And that was kind of the right move there. So I was really wanting to take care of the equipment, take care of the cars, and also be mindful of my other competitors on track, but mainly just be in his mirror, be that presence that when he looks up, he's like, yep, he's there, still there. So that was my main goal, was just to be that presence in the mirror.
Absolutely, and I mean, most certainly you were, and I mean, that leads us into that final pit stop sequence. You had the unfortunate incident at that point in time, and now you're kind of regaining, and you had, it was roughly around 7 or 8 second gap at that point, but, you know, throughout the progressive last 8 to 10 minutes there, you just continued to just kind of close in, and then there was a moment there where he made a mistake, picked up a penalty. You had about 4 second gap to him after serving that penalty, and you have a lap to go. What's going through your mind at that point, and do you think you've got enough left in the race car to catch up to
him? At that point in the race, he was kind of far enough ahead, so I was definitely looking at my windshield the whole time, but I saw Fast Ginger creeping up. I was trying to take care of the battery a little bit for that last push. I wanted to save a little something for the last couple laps, so that's why I kind of dialed it back for a couple laps there. I was minding that gap. I really didn't want him to get inside a second and a half. But there was a couple of times where he was under a second and a half. It was like 1.4, 1.3. So I was just managing that gap, trying to leave myself a little something at the end, kind of last heave ho kind of deal. And it, it didn't work, but it good enough for second. So I'm happy with my race. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking on that last sector, man, or that last little bit of the race. I just didn't want to use my equipment up and not have nothing to give at the end.
Absolutely, and that was, I mean, that's smart play. I mean, you know, you guys get the advantage in a sense. You guys get to sit out in the grandstands. You guys get to watch the Pro Division go out and race the track the night before. You guys have to go out and do your thing on the racetrack. So, in a sense, you know, you guys kind of have your idea in your mind. Obviously, you guys are with your teams, and you guys have that kind of base strategy already set there in play. But then you guys kind of see everything unfold live, and you see how the race breaks down. How much of that does that affect your strategy coming in from watching the Pro Division to compare to what you thought you were going to do before watching the Pro Division?
When it comes down to the change in the strategy, the day before race day, I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, it kind of negates what you did the week before in practice, what you're practicing for. So if you change it up last minute, you're adding a new variable to the equation. So I let them do what they do, and I just stick with what I have planned. If I see something that I could take notes from, I'll keep it in the back of my mind. That's kind of like a contingency plan, maybe like a plan B. But I mainly try to stick to the game plan that I've used going through practice throughout the week.
Well, very well thought out answer right there on such a left field question. But you know, there you go. You know, some drivers will tend to you know, alter or change an aspect of their strategy or their race before a race day like that. But Superman is much like myself. I like to yeah, you take the time, you test, you tune, you practice, and you set your car up for that particular strategy. To make that last second change could change something just enough to not make the car good enough for that race day. And I think it was a great call here tonight. I think you just stuck to your guns here. You faced a little bit of adversity on the racetrack there, and you really put up a great fight right to the checkered flag. And you know, 4 seconds from first place after everything you went through here tonight is definitely nothing to be shaking a stick at, in my opinion. And really spectacular race. So you seem to be settling into the cars, but now we're tossing you guys in a car you have not ran yet this season. So how do you feel about Toyota TS150 at Alsace Village? TSO50, pardon me.
I'm familiar with the track. I've ran it in a couple of different leagues from previous leagues before, so I'm familiar with the track. But as for the car, I have absolutely zero experience in that TSO50. So it's going to be more rinse and repeat, more the same. Get with the team, get some practice going, and just get that seat time in there, man. Because there's probably other drivers on the grid that have more experience in that car, and that kind of puts me on the back foot. So now it's up to me to try to make up for that, right? So that's the plan going into next week. Familiar with the track, not familiar with the car. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works, and just keep your head down and keep pushing, Bubba. That's the best I could do. I mean, it is what it is, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I obviously, with our current points champion coming into round number 6, not on the grid here tonight, were missing Team Rad's the Damn Cat here tonight, and he was our missing driver here due to work reasons. So, you know, that's going to shake things up pretty big in the standings here as well, not factoring in the drop rounds. And that is, even without it being official, will put you now in the championship points lead. So does that change anything as you head towards the final 4 rounds, or is it just business as usual for you?
No, I try not to think about that too much until it's the end. The checkered flag is waving on round 10. Then to me, that's when the points really matter. I mean, anything could happen in racing, man. You could be sitting up front with the 25-point lead, had 2 bad races, and bam, now you're on the back foot sitting in 4th. So especially with those double points round factored in, yes, that's why we show up and race every Tuesday, because nothing's guaranteed. So as for the points, I mean, yeah, it's a benchmark for performance, I guess you could say. You could use that as a guide of confidence a little bit, being like, hey, we're in the fight, we're still swinging, but you can't rest your hat on it. So it's definitely more keep on it, keep grinding, and just keep pushing.
Very well said, and I honestly couldn't agree any more than that. So, I mean, with that being said, I guess any final remarks on your race here this evening, and shout outs to the viewers watching at home.
Just want to give a shout out to Sheriff Dudley. Way to make an entrance into the Pro Am and Am division, man. You came out, kind of got on track with you a little bit early this week. I knew you were going to be a force to be reckoned with, so that kind of put a little hitch in my get up too, to get back on it and really go for it. Yeah, good race for him. Good race for Ginger, and just thanks to the boys coming out racing every week, and a big shout out to the boys back at RA. And like I said earlier in my interview, all the guys that throw up the practice lobbies throughout the week. It takes a community to get this thing done, man. Because if it didn't, I mean, it would show on track. I mean, you could tell. You really can, that this community cares about each other, man. There's a lot of good people in here.
I couldn't agree any more on that either, ladies and gentlemen. This man has got to be the smartest man this Tuesday evening, I tell you what. RA's Superman, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations on an absolutely spectacular race. Good, solid second place finish here from you. And we're going to let you get back to that great Racing Asylum clubhouse to go celebrate with that great team behind the scenes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Timmy. I appreciate it, man.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, last but most certainly not least, first time this season we see this gentleman out on track. He comes in from Sim League Pro as a sign-up. He'd come in, did through the process, went through the qualifying process in the off week, got his livery all in sorts, got on track with the community, started practicing with these guys, got ready for this race, and boy, oh boy, what a race it was. First of all, welcome to the series, welcome to GT45 Gaming in the Winner Circle community, and congratulations on an absolutely very outstanding performance here tonight. You came in, you looked very good, you were strong in qualifying, and you were very consistent in tonight's race. You picked up the one penalty very late in the race that we caught, but for the most part, it didn't look like you put too many feet in the wrong direction here tonight behind the wheel of this Toyota GR10. So talk us through how your race was here and how the first experience here with this community was on the racetrack.
Oh, it was great. Like, appreciate the community with GT45 Gaming for just giving me the opportunity to show that I can race. But honestly, just like you said, there was one penalty. It was kind of frustrating because it happened right at the end. But the first off the grid is like I just wanted to get through the first corner, like Ginger said, alive in one piece and not be punting off anyone else. But I saw that Superman was giving me the space to go for the move first, and then after I got in front of him, it was just I'm going to drive as cleanly, as fast as I possibly can, and if he keeps up and if he passes me, so be it. But I'm going to trust what I've put in throughout the week, and I think in the first stint, like he said, like, he was in my mirror. I think the biggest gap I had was 3 seconds, and then like he was just calling back. I was pushing forward, and then like it was just a bunch of chaos stuff happening. Then like the lap traffic had a couple instances with that, just kind of slowed me up a little bit, brought Superman right back into it, and it was definitely a fun race. Definitely a tough car to fully control on said track, but I was very happy with how I ran the race. Just put in my lap times consistently, like you said, and just trusted what I knew.
Absolutely, and you know, having a little bit of time to work with the competition that you're also racing against, and even some of the drivers from the other divisions leading up in throughout the week, how much does that help your transition coming into halfway through a season in a very competitive series? How much does that help your transition getting into the series?
Well, like ATK Death was putting out lobbies every single time, and there's all these fast guys in the pro division, and I'm kind of in there, like trying to see where I stack up compared to them, and see where I can learn and help me learn the track more. But like it's tough coming in so late. Like I'm fighting uphill right now. I got to keep putting in great result after great result, and hopefully make the climb through the ranks. But like, just watching the race last night, you learned strategy. Just seeing some guys pit earlier than you were thinking, and you just kind of not necessarily put that into your strategy, but more so you just kind of took that into account, saying, okay, maybe they're doing this because they're going to save more time than less fuel in the car. But it's definitely a welcoming community. Just so many people have helped me out through this past week, just getting me all sorted. Like TT team is devious has been absolutely crucial, just helping me with everything I need to know and just getting me set up in the first place.
Absolutely, and the admin staff does really does a great, amazing job in behind the scenes to help our racers and the community, the general community. It's not just our racers in the community. There's several members in the Discord community there as well. But back to the racing. It's lots of competition on this racetrack, and this group is very familiar with how each other's race. But now you're unfamiliar with the 14 other drivers behind you, but the 14 other drivers behind you are also unfamiliar with you. So there's a little bit of unfamiliarity there with the racetrack, which is always it sets up a little bit of uneasiness coming into the race. But obviously after qualifying, I think that you probably eased up a little bit of some of that concern for some of the drivers, putting in a very quality time there, and then with a great performance here tonight, I'm sure that the rest of this field is going to be looking very forward to finishing out the season with you on track with them. But also I think they're going to be using your consistency and your determination behind the seat to gain points as quickly as possible as potential motivation to push themselves harder as well. So as every new racer enters into the series, even later in the season, it always adds a new level of adversity for the whole racing field, and tonight we definitely saw that coming from Sheriff Doofy. I mean, you had a really great pace out there, like I said, great consistency, and you qualified not too far off of the pro division, if I'm not mistaken, based off the qualifying times that were presented from Miss Devious when she did your qualifying run. So I mean, you're definitely in that pro-am bubble, I like to call it. I find myself sitting there as well, where you're kind of on the top end of the pro-am level and just about right there at the bottom end of the pro level. So I guess obviously trying to climb the standings for the next 4 rounds, plus one of those being a double points round at the end of the season here still yet as well. What's your goal for the next 4 rounds, I guess?
Just put in quality lap after quality lap. Like, I can't control whether or not I'm gonna go out to the next race and have just be as fast as I was today. I just can control what I can control, and I just need to put in the time, the effort to learn the car, learn the track, because I'm going into the next race with no experience in the car and very little experience on the track. So I got to completely learn the track and the car at the same time. But I just kind of hope that I can kind of finish consistently in the top half of the Pro-Am standings over the next couple races, just firmly get my foot in the door and let the people know that this wasn't a fluke and I'll be here for races to come.
Absolutely, and that's the fire at the belly of the racers that we love to hear and see too, ladies and gentlemen. We definitely know that Sheriff is going to be a force to be reckoned with for the rest of the season, just based off his performance tonight. And I mean, a little bit overwhelming, I guess, when you come in, especially for those that are use SLP for finding races. Obviously having to come into a Discord server and then go through that process of a new Discord server, going through all that information can be a little bit overwhelming. So we're very glad to hear that everything was fairly decently transitional for you, and I'm glad that you're able to come in right off the bat, right off the hop, get on track with the group, and really put on a great performance and a great show. You looked absolutely fantastic out there. The viewers are going to fall in love with you very quickly if that's the kind of racing you're going to present here week in and week out. And congratulations on an absolutely spectacular debut. That seems to be a trend here at GT45 Gaming. The new racers come in and just put on an outstanding performance, and for the first time, the first race this season, he puts in his first win as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what we see in France in round 7 from Sheriff Doofy here, but definitely cannot wait to see what he's going to do in France in round 7 as well. So final remarks on your race here this evening, and any shout outs you'd like to throw out to the viewers watching at home.
I'm just kind of glad I just could drive a nice clean race, but appreciate the opportunity to GT45 Gaming and the whole community, and hope we put on a good show. We're not the fastest, but we want to be the best.
I gotta tell you, the Pro-Am lobbies are one of my favorite lobbies to ever broadcast, no matter what organization it is that we're working for as a commentator. So you guys just keep doing what you guys and gals are doing out there, because the fans love the Pro-Am lobbies, because they're the spicy lobbies, aren't they, folks? But nonetheless, absolutely congratulations. Great debut here. Congratulations on a great race win. And we'll let you get back into the paddock and celebrate with that great racing crew and those friends in behind the scenes.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. 3 great Pro-Am podium interviews. You know, if you weren't watching a live stream right now, knowing that we're watching a video game, if you were just listening to these interviews on, say, a podcast right now, those were very, very outstanding interviews and very professional interviews from our drivers here. We are playing a video game here, ladies and gentlemen. These drivers take this very seriously, and it's all for you. All for you guys at home. All for the kids, the boys, the girls, the cats that are watching, the dogs that are watching, maybe your goldfish sitting on the end table off to the side in the living room there, whatever it may be. It's all for you guys and gals at home. The racer's desire is to put on the fastest, cleanest, best show for everybody watching at home, whether you're at work, wherever it is that you're viewing from. We really, really do appreciate everybody viewing from the comforts of your own life, whether it be live or whether it be pre-recorded when you have your own time to catch up and see what's going on. So it's because of you guys and gals at home that the racers continue to push so hard, to work so hard here at GT45 Gaming. This community never ceases to amaze me at the things they can do, and they continue to do. So to hear our newcomers coming in this week, only having a few short days to prepare for a very competitive set of driving fields, all 3 of our new racers came in, they transitioned quickly, and they raced fantastically this season. And Sheriff Doofy was rewarded with his first GT45 season win in his first debut race as well. So congratulations to Sheriff Doofy. Huge thank you to the admin team. Extra thank you to the admin team this week. They took on a lot of new faces in the Discord. We took on a lot of new racers. We got them in. We got them through the process. They took a lot of time out of their days to make sure that the answers were questioned and everything was up to snuff for the series, as these guys and gals were ready to go for Monday and Tuesday night. So huge love to the gas, to the GT45 administration staff. Honestly, definitely can't do it without them. And to our racers, showing up each week, week in and week out, painting these cars, putting in the time, putting in the effort, and putting on the great show. We don't have a show if we don't have the racers on track. So much love to our racers as well. But special shout out to the stewards. They take a lot of time. They got to make the hard decisions as well and behind the scenes. And sometimes it's not easy. So much love to our stewarding officials as well. And to the sim racing community, if you haven't seen these races here in the GT45 Prototype Championship yet, you're all missing out. You're missing out. You have just missed these high downforce cars. You know, when we set the series up this season, we were really concerned because there's a big stigma around high downforce cars. When we say high downforce cars, we're talking Super Formula cars, we're talking LMP1s, we're talking Group 2s, anything with just extreme speed and extreme aerodynamic grip. You can't have good close door-to-door racing. Well, in my opinion, we have seen exactly the opposite this season here from the Prototype Championship, between 2 different divisions and 35 different drivers that have competed in this series so far this season. We have seen some absolutely spectacular moments, and moments that won't soon be forgotten. We've seen drag races to the checkered flag, and we've seen wins decided by splitters. After 50 minutes of racing, 3 pit stop strategies involved from these drivers, the guys and gals here are on it. And in order to get racing like that, the community needs to be tight, and they need to be having a lot of fun on and off the racetrack. And it seems like this community is having exactly that. So really appreciate everything that's been going on behind the scenes, because it's what's making the championship absolutely fantastic, full of action. Thank you to the viewers watching at home. Please make sure to like and share this out if you haven't already done so. A couple free things you can do for us. It takes about 15 to 30 seconds, and that is just going to force the platforms to make more people come and see what we're doing here, you know, and we're trying to grow. We're trying to make more people come and see the awesomeness is happening here. We're trying to get the kids involved. We're trying to really make GT45 Gaming and our championship events here a family event. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. We love you all. Remember, you all matter. Always reach out, never hold it in. Somebody is always willing to listen. We may not have the answers, but just letting you get it out of your system is enough sometimes to let you see the right direction, stay winning, and we will most certainly catch you all on the next one. Love y'all. Out with some tunes.
I've got that lightning inside me, son of a god. I'm like a titan that's rising, oh, just you watch. I'm stepping into fate, there is no time to waste. I've got that lightning inside me, this is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. I'm cranking up on the throttle, victory is mine. Show you the harder the battle, harder I fight. I've come too far to quit. Step back, I'm going in. I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. Like iron from the fire, getting stronger. This is how legends are made. Above it all, untouchable, a new animal. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made.